Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pure Live. It is Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be right here. Today is going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun. Our special guest today is Elijah Jamal, recording artist, producer, actor, model, show off. But you know what we do? We deal with our sponsors first, so that is what we're going to do. Here we go.
Hey, sis. My name is Yasmin Brown, and I am the founder of Beauties on Successful Strides. We are your sisterhood community that cares, and we are advocates for your goals being achieved. I'm talking about those goals that you have put on the shelf, those stretch goals that you really want to accomplish, but a part of you feel like it might be impossible. We have been helping women to make the impossible happen, and we want to journey with you. We want to be part of your tribe to help you with making the impossible happen. And we do that by helping you to shift from the no zone. The no zone is that zone where it's like, you know what, I really want to do it, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I have enough resources to do so or the support to do so. The no zone is also the fear zone. We help you to shift from the no zone to the no matter what zone. The no matter what zone is having that head crusher, no matter what, get it done, bold, confident mindset. And then we help you to be equipped with spiritual strategies to success. That is basically helping you with developing systems that works while being part of a community that will support you, love on you, cheer for you, celebrate you, be resource providers for you, and so much more. The time is now, sis. If you are serious about your goals being achieved, if you are serious about making the impossible happen and reaching that next level, then join us. Become part of our sisterhood. Become part of a community that truly, genuinely cares. And I'm just excited to welcome you to Boss soon. Let's go. Let's take them goals off the shelf. Let's make them happen. Let's make the impossible happen for you. See you soon. Bye.
You hear them notes. So here, if you would like to join us at Boss Beauty Strive, that right here at the bottom of the screen. BeautyStrive.com. Okay. And yes, they are a business. I'm trying to say, if you want to get your stuff off the ground, you want to get going, you want to get some inspiration, whatever it is you need, you want that support, they will help you. You understand? That's why I support them so heavily. All right, moving forward to the next sponsor. All right, we got Posh Women's Apparel. They are the ones that provide a lot of the clothes that I have worn on the show. Here are some of the examples. Here's one that I was in, stunning on a flag. Okay, another one. So if you would like to be fly like me, you can go to poshwomensapparel.com, and there it is on the screen, Posh Women's Apparel, and you can use the code ASIA, ASIA, to get a 10% discount. You're welcome. All right, and last but not least, this here t-shirt was made by Hungry Hustle. By this weekend, hopefully you all will be able to get your own shirt that like the t-shirt. First of all, you can't tell from the pictures, but look at that. Look at that quality. Look at that. Is that cute or what? Better get it, Hungry Hustle. That's what it's all about. Now, we're going to finally bring in our special guest, Elijah Jamal.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Well, you threatened me, so I'm here.
I, I
No, I'm
wasn't
messing with
ready.
you. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy
Do
to be
not believe what he said.
here.
Mess. Anyway, we are going to be talking about Elijah's musical journey because, wow, does he have quite a journey. Not just a musical journey. Like I said, he is a singer, producer, first of all, singer, songwriter, producer. Okay, he can dance his butt off. He acts. He
Thank you.
models. It's on my nerves.
Hmm.
All of those things. Just in case you haven't caught on by the names, this is also my brother.
Hmm.
He's your baby. Um. So, and we call him Hollywood. You know, we nicknamed him that because he be bossing and stuff. So.
You see this side eye?
So, first of all, I want to bring up the fact we have been promoting this recent release of yours, Rock With You. And I want to talk briefly about that, and then we're going to take it back to the beginning. So,
All right,
first, we're going to start down, and then we're going to go to the beginning.
cool.
All right. So, please hold.
Girl, close your eyes. Let the rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it. There ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind.
Hey. Oh, okay. So, first of all, I'm sure you guys noticed that the person that we saw in the video was Michael Jackson and not Elijah.
I hope so.
But the voice we heard was Elijah. You did a remix to Rock With You.
I did.
So, what gave you that idea?
Um, I was listening to a totally different song,
Okay.
and I love the vibe that it had. And I was like, I want to make something like this. I'm inspired. I want to create something that makes me feel like this. And then I had the thought, I was like, what if I made like a remix to Rock With You in the same vein? And so I just started working on it. And that's what it became. I wasn't even really thinking about, oh, I'm going to release this or put it out. I was just like, I just thought it would be really fun to do. And there you go.
I have another question, but before I ask the other question, hi, Yasmin from Boss. And hi, where's Margaret Jamal, Dr. Margaret Jamal?
Hey,
Mommy,
hey,
they
everybody.
say hello. Hey, okay. My other question is the imagery. So I didn't make that video, y'all. He did that.
Hmm.
So what made you decide to do that?
Oh, the imagery with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call it creativity. I was thinking about visuals and different ways to just kind of promote the song, and I was like, well, I don't have a video myself right now, but there's a video to the original song. I wonder if I could like kind of put it together, and yeah, I was able to do that.
That was very creative. That was
Thank you.
interesting. I was like the bravery of it all. Did you see it that way though? Like, people
No,
were like, you took a classic and decided to remix a classic. That didn't make you nervous or scared at all.
I didn't think about it at all. Like I didn't think about like, oh, did you like you're tackling Michael Jackson right now, not just any Michael Jackson song, but like, yeah, that. I didn't think about that. I was just like, "Oh, this is my favorite song. I'm just gonna do this." And then when I shared it with somebody else, they were like, yeah. Did you know this? This is a classic." I was like, "Yeah, I love this song." It's like, "No, but like, do you do you know this is kind of bold? It's a little bold." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." I was just like, I just wanted to see if you liked it, but good point. True that, true that. I would think the same thing if somebody was like, "Yo, so and so came out with a version of Rock with You." I'd be like, "Now, why would they do that? Why? Ain't
Right.
nothing wrong with that song. It's perfect. It's literally
Mhm.
it's my favorite song. I love it." So I get it. I understand it. I just thought never crossed my mind when I was doing it. It was just like I just love the way this feels right now.
Interesting. I love it too. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Okay, so so you are actually working on an album right now,
Yep.
which is part of the reason I wanted you to be on the show.
Okay.
But before we do with that,
Okay.
I want to take it all the way back. How young were you when you feel music inspired you?
Oh, I would say when I was 6.
6 doggone years old. What do you know
Hmm.
about music at 6 years old?
I mean, I knew nothing. Okay, a whole lot of nothing, but still, I knew. I was just like, "This is. I love this thing. I love it." Yep.
Okay, so when did you make the decision that you're like, this is what I'm gonna do?
When I was 7 or 8.
So you got
Yep.
inspired at 6, and you're like, by 7 or 8, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
And never wavered from that, never changed your mind.
No. No. Actually, it's kind of your fault because I remember you telling me we were watching like BET or something, and we would just watch. I remember we used to watch music videos like all day, right? And so like that's when Usher, You Make Me Wanna, all that stuff was like playing. It was hot, and you were like, music like artists, they make a lot of money, and I was like, what? So what now? You're like, yeah, yeah, they make a lot of money, and I was like, so I could do this for a living? Say no more. And from that moment, I was like, this is what I want to do. So it's your fault. You're the reason I'm out here.
It's your fault. That makes it
Yep.
sound negative, man.
Mhm. I blame
You be
you.
like, I blame you. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I helped inspire you because you have made some really beautiful music.
Thank you.
Um, so, two things. I know that you have a degree in music.
Hmm.
I know that you play more than one instrument.
Hmm.
So, what what is driving you to have this kind of dedication? You went to school for this stuff. You're like, nah, one instrument's not enough. Let me tackle another one. Like, what's driving you the way that it is?
Um, I think I think our parents did a really good job at instilling this hard work ethic. Yeah, you had us pause for making money. Okay. I knew that was coming at some point in time. I was prepared. I wasn't really prepared, but I should have been.
Just
Like I was.
so, just so, just so you guys understand, real quick before you answer, my parents are also in music, and they were about to go on tour, and they found out they were pregnant with this one.
Hmm.
So that's what she's talking about. So
Right. So there's that.
sorry. All right, go ahead.
Um, but yeah, so they made us work and really kind of set the tone in regards to being disciplined, but from a musical aspect. So when it came to me learning more about music, even from learning how to write and play, Um, it wasn't. I didn't get handouts. It was like, now I did have access to like a keyboard,
Mhm.
and my dad allowed me to play on his keyboard, when he wasn't playing, of course. And so I would spend hours a day playing, but I enjoyed it. I didn't look at it as work. I looked at it as I really want to know how this works. I want to learn and grow. And that's kind of been how it's been with every aspect of music. And so like I started learning how to play the guitar because I was writing a song and I was like, I wish I had someone to play the guitar, and I had no one. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a guitar and learn myself, and that way I'll have someone to do it. So that's what I did, and I did the same thing with mixing and producing. So I couldn't wait for somebody else to do it, so I learned how to do it myself.
So he makes it sound really easy, y'all. I just want you to know I too have a guitar. And that's what it is. I have a guitar. I started trying to teach myself, but it is like not just, well, let's try to play this thing. No, it is totally not that simple. So, like, if you were being paid by the hour for all the hours you dedicated to music in some way or another, whether it was producing, practicing, playing, singing, how rich do you think you'd be right now?
But all the hours that I put in,
Yes,
oh
like
my
from
goodness.
beginning up until now.
I can't even imagine. I can't. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Listen, like the time that I put in on one song, like there are songs where it took me months to finish. Not that I was working at it like every day of the month or anything, but it just takes time. And then you think about the mixing phase, the hours that is spent. I remember I literally stayed up until about 4 o'clock in the morning working on a mix for a song, and I winded up not even using it. I was like, this mix is horrible. I got to go back to the drawing board
Wow.
and try it again. And it's like, yeah, all those hours, it's like you would think, oh, well, am I wasting my time? But the reality is, I get better every time. And so I'm not losing time, I'm growing. And sometimes the best thing to do is kind of go back to the drawing board. And the more that I do it, the better I get at it. So, yeah, to answer your question, I would be rich.
so, and so you guys know, my viewers, I want you to know that he is the one that produced the song that you hear for the intro. He also reversed in the song.
Hmm.
He mixed it. He did all that. And you can buy the song on my website at hjamal.com. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
It says Songbird Music, I believe, is the tab that you click on to purchase that song. You're welcome. Um, so, with all the hours you spent on music, how did you find time to do acting? So let's go through the credits a little bit, some of it, okay? Because I
Okay.
don't know everything. You do too much. Um, let's deal with it. So you've done several plays, and you have done a web series. So, do you know how many plays you've done?
Mm, no.
it's,
No.
it's
No,
that
no.
many.
Mm.
So why, with you knowing that your passion is music, and you know that you spend several hours on the music, why did you decide to throw acting in the mix? And did you take classes for it? Like what was that experience?
Okay, well, I did take the classes, which, to be honest, was pretty much a waste of money. Only
Oh,
because of the organization that I went through. I won't say that for everybody
Okay.
it's a waste of money. Now, I did actually with people that I worked with in the classroom, I'm still in communication with some of them. So, there was good relationships built from that. But as far as what I actually learned, no, I didn't learn too much. But I started getting into acting a little bit more because my mom said that she saw me as like kind of like a modern day Elvis, where I could do the acting and the singing. And she thought that I should really look into acting. So I was like, okay, I'll look into it. And I got an opportunity. I got an opportunity. The first play I think I was in, I got an opportunity to do it because of me singing. They wanted somebody
Mhm.
that could sing, and from that point on, it was just like I kind of kept getting into most of the acting or plays because of me being able to sing. And so that sing and
Hmm.
act duo is kind of what opened doors for me.
Okay. So it tied in together. And there's a question. And for you guys, that are watching, listening, please feel free to ask questions. I can see all the questions over here. That's why you see me looking all over the place because I'm mastering the board. Um, so if you have any questions or comments for me or Elijah, please feel free to join the conversation. There is a question, and that question is from Marvin Jamal. What is your favorite song that you wrote and why?
It's a great question. I have no answer.
Ah,
Next.
what?
No. So,
Come on now.
so here's the reality is that my what I like or what I would consider favorite, it changes. It really just depends on what I feel at the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I compare my songs to being like my babies. So,
Okay.
no one gets more attention than the newborn, right? Whatever
Hmm.
just came out of the oven, that's where all hands on deck. That's what you're paying the most attention to. So, whatever I've worked on, it's like, yes, I love the stuff. I love the oldest and I love the youngest. But as
Hmm.
far as who gets the most attention at the time, it's really just depends on what I've worked on lately, and if I like it that much. So I can't say I have a favorite song of mine. Even I mean, I've tried to like go back and say, well, which one, if I had to just pick and say this one is like my favorite. I have a couple that I would say are like in the top of my favorites, but I can't just say one.
Okay. So can you say a couple?
Okay, yes. So a couple, I would say I have a song called Don't Come Around Here. That's a
Okay.
favorite. It hasn't been released, so you can't find it.
Mhm.
It's for my listening pleasure only. And then there is no, I'll put it out. Um, and then Love Is, which is coming out this year, very soon. That's one of I would say one of my favorites. Um, And let's see what else, what else, what else, real quick. I can't think. I'm literally trying to skim through over 200 songs to pick out some for you. And I'm like, I don't.
You're like, you
Yeah,
don't know my
you
life. You
don't
don't know my
even
struggle.
know. Like you don't even understand. Oh, I got a song called "Don't Look Back." That's probably one of my favorites too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a favorite of
Yes, I
mine.
know about that one.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? On this album, that's
Hmm.
coming out, I have some songs that I would consider kind of to be some of my new favorites. Some new favorites.
Okay.
It's a lot of songs where it's like I really enjoy the song or I really um, put my heart in it, and
Hmm.
it was it was kind of hard to pick. So it's like I put more songs than I probably should on an album, but I'm like I don't care. This has to go on there too. Throw it on there. So right now it's about 17, 18 songs, whereas my first
Wow.
album was like 12, and I was like, you know,
So you Justin Timberlake this. Got it.
yeah, I'm almost there. Like, legit, I could put 20 easy, no problem. But I'm trying to just keep it all in the same household. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um. So there is a particular song of yours which we're gonna play for our viewers. That sparked a lot of controversy and conversation, and it's called Situationship.
Yes.
So I'm gonna play the song and then I got questions.
Cool.
All right, y'all ready? Well, if you're not, I don't care. Here it is.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
No surprise, it's the same every time. You got bored, so you hit up my line. Probably wasn't even first pick. Trying to see who's liking your pick. I really don't know what the call is. But if I could just be honest, this ain't no relationship. It's a situationship. This ain't no relationship. It's a situationship. Oh no, I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best thing. I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best. This ain't no relationship. It's a situationship. This ain't love, this is just a convenience. Undefined, now we don't know our meaning. Think we got so comfortable, nobody wants to be alone. But honestly, when you're gone, this home still feels like a home. Cause this ain't no relationship. It's a situationship. Oh no, this ain't no relationship. It's a situationship. Oh, I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best thing. I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best. This ain't no relationship. No, 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 no. It's a situationship.
Yeah, yeah. We was on a track of being Will and Jada. Things get jaded, relationship faded, but now we both know ain't no salvaging what we could've been. Feeling like we riding waves and we lost in the wind. Blowing away, feeling away. Situation, keeping the pace. We ain't winning this race. I think we in our own way. I think we need to escape. Tell me how you feel. I think that I feel the same way. I'm just being honest. I know it hurts to hear the truth. I'm a stand-up guy, so I gotta cut you loose. Steady looking for the answers with no clues. We steady trying to crack the case with no proof. Tell me how should I be feeling when I gotta choose? Ain't no reason to stay in it, watch us both lose. Mr. Memo, baby girl in the daily news. I guess we at the end, have you heard the news?
I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best thing. I won't leave, you won't leave. Low key looking for the next best. This ain't no relationship. No, 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 no. It's a situationship.
Yes, honey. Love that song.
Thank
So
you.
before I ask my question, there's a question for you.
Okay.
It's about a throwback. What was the creative process for your song? Is it based on your experiences or other experiences? And I especially like the song. He says she does not know. She doesn't know because the name of the song from Music Is My Wife, your first album.
Yes. Wow. Throwback. Well, thank you for that question. So glad to know that you like that song as well. The process varies. She doesn't know was inspired by um, a situation. It was the first call center job that I had, and there was this girl that I liked, but I never talked to her. Well, I never told her that I liked her. I would just kind of keep it cordial or whatever because she was dating somebody there. So I didn't want to be disrespectful or nothing like that. So it was like kind of like that imagination and like she doesn't even know Mr. Right is right here and you know dealing with the other person. So that was the inspiration behind She Doesn't Know. But like Situationship, that was a conversation that me and the other person who's featured on the track, Gordon Price, had years ago, talking just about relationships. And I think we were like maybe getting back from the club or on our way to go to some club or something. And we're just talking about how kind of messed up the dating life is. And it's like, and it's not really a lot of relationships, it's situationships. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea for a song. So I was like, let me write it down real quick. And that's what I do. Like when I think of an idea for a song, I write it in my phone under like song ideas. And then I may not come back to it until years later. So Situationship, I wrote that down probably 7 years before actually writing. So it
What?
just so happened that, it was time.
Mm,
Yep.
that's amazing. Cause I got a whole bunch of notes. I need to maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As you saw, Yasmin Brown was like, love that song,
Thank
fire.
you. Thank you.
I do too. I do. When I say when you let me know about that song, I don't know how many times I played it in a row. I just kept playing it. I think I had like a 20-minute drive, and most of that drive I was listening to that song back.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, has a very nice vibe to it. Very nice vibe. There was something in the question that you kind of addressed in regards to was it based on your experiences, other experiences. So, do you would you say that most of your songs are based off of your experiences, or would you say it's kind of half and half? You're dealing with other conversations, other situations, and yours as well.
Um, I say most of it is my experience. Yeah, I would say most of it's my experience, but a lot of it is also based off of just observations and what I've seen in other relationships. So that's kind of what I drew on with situationship. Um,
Okay.
like it wasn't like it was a past relationship that I was in necessarily, but it was like just kind of I could just relate to what I feel like happens to a lot of us in dating situations. And actually, in transparency, in a relationship, like in the past, I realized or recognized that my mindset was of that of I'm looking for the next best thing. Like I'm looking, even though I'm not like actually seeking, I wasn't like out here like, hey, what's up? But in the back of my mind, it was just like, I'm still thinking there's something else, right? So
Okay.
it was just like this is just it's cool for the situation, but I wasn't in it for the long haul.
Wow. Thank you for that transparency. Um, so in your first album, "Music Is My Wife," there was a gospel song in there. Um, Gotta get back to you. And are
Mhm.
you planning on having another gospel song on this album that you're gonna release?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Uh,
Well, a couple reasons. One, with this album, even though I would say it was similar to Music Is My Wife, I really wanted to make sure that the songs kind of told a story, and just kind of dealt with the same vein. And I didn't see a place where that would have connected the story. The reason I had to think about it is because sometimes with the way that I write, there's a song on the album, and there's a part of the song that kind of reminds me of like worship. So that's why I was like kind of had to think about it, but it wouldn't be
mhm.
considered a gospel song. But there's kind of a connection there where it's like it's more than just about a relationship from a physical aspect.
Hmm. So, like, are you talking to God in the song, or are you saying that there's just a connection to that godly relationship in the song in some way?
Well, I feel like you need to listen to the song when it comes out, and you can figure it out on your own.
Fine,
So I'm not
Harry.
giving away spoilers. Yeah, that's the thing.
Be that way. Well, there's another question.
Okay.
Um, which recording artist would you like to work with?
Ooh, what I like to work with. First person that comes to mind is Justin Timberlake.
Word? Why is that?
Well, when I look back at his career, I think he's one of the most successful artists as far as being able to come out with a body of work that really does well. It's very successful. He's very diverse in what he's able to do. Um, you don't hear about a lot of drama, a lot of mess coming from his camp or from him. And so I just feel like he has a certain level of class. And I think that given the opportunity to work together, we would come up with some really great music.
I agree. Somebody tag Justin Timberlake.
Talk to your boy.
I
Talk to him.
like to. I like the boy.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that would be a good collaboration.
Yeah.
Um, there was also a question from Margaret Jamal. Do you plan to release more your gospel songs?
Um. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I really I write with the intention of releasing everything, so I don't plan on holding stuff back. It's really just a matter of timing.
Mm, that makes a lot of sense. And, you write some stuff and you're like, ooh, this isn't the time. Speaking
Mm-hmm.
of timing, I want to talk about, and I played your videos a couple of times. You had two singles come out, one being I'm Not
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Stand Up.
Mm-hmm.
And it is my understanding that Stand Up was written years ago. When was that written?
That was written in 2016, I believe.
Okay. And when was I'm Not Okay written?
That was written um, last year.
Okay. So we ended up playing them both on the show when we were dealing with addressing a lot of the Black Lives Matter situations that were going on at the time. Can you explain to the audience what Stand Up is about?
Stand up is about recognizing that we have reached a point where enough is enough, and that the only way to actually bring a resolve or a change is to stand up for what it is that you believe, and to do it together, fighting against the problem, not the person, but the actual problem, which is really deeper than just the identifying as an individual.
Hmm. Yeah, and somebody had talked to me about the song, so I was like, man, it would be really great if we can do something, with this song. And they were concerned about getting too deep into politics. And
Hmm.
I was like, dude, the hook literally says, stand up for something or fall for anything.
Hmm.
What political stance are we worried about here? Like, that's what we should be telling everybody.
Hmm.
Um, so, what I thought was interesting is you're saying you wrote this song years ago.
Hmm.
But then all of a sudden, it became, even more relevant in regards to, timing. Here we go back to the timing situation, even though you had released it before.
Hmm.
How did you feel about the fact that you're being asked to perform at so many different places, including places outside the country? Where did first of all let's talk about that. Where did you perform that song?
I performed. You mean like where have I performed? Period, or you just mean outside the country?
I mean, period. Where all have you performed stand up?
So I performed it in LA, California, different places. I performed it in New York. in Times Square. I performed it at Harvard, um, in Boston, Massachusetts. I performed it in Berlin, Germany, and Rome, Italy, and Switzerland, and Miami, Florida. Trying to think, was there anywhere else? I think that might be it.
I don't think you had enough places. Musicians to add some,
It's-
you know.
yeah,
You don't travel enough.
I don't. I
So
don't. You're right.
what I thought was interesting is when you sang it outside of the country and looking at this crowd, I don't know how many people were there, it looked like thousands.
Hmm.
They were singing along with you
Hmm.
outside of the US. How did that feel to have all those people know your song?
Um, I can't compare that to anything. It was insane. And it's really hard to put it into words because when I got there to this place, because it was like an all day thing, right?
Hmm.
And this is in Germany. So they're not speaking English.
Right.
And I'm literally sitting here not understanding a word that they are saying. And it's just like, well, whoever is speaking is very passionate. Okay. And these people seem to be, passionate as well. So like that was just the situation. So I'm like, are they even gonna know what I'm saying here?
Right.
And so when it gets time for me to sing it, and I got other people, you can hear them singing it with you. It was an incredible experience. It was an incredible experience. And what's so funny is that when I wrote the song, I never even in my mind thought, oh, you're gonna have to perform this. I never thought that. I just thought, oh, this is gonna be for a TV show. So, cool. You get an opportunity to be on a TV show, like your voice. That was it.
Right. Yeah, speaking of TV show, what TV show was that for?
Right. So I wrote it for an episode on Switched at Birth, which is on ABC Family. And what happened is we wrote it and they liked the song and they were like, cool, we're going to use the song. And then the entire season got postponed. So,
Wow.
yeah, so it was 2016 we wrote it, but the season got postponed until the following year. So when it
Hmm.
even came out, when that episode came out, we had moved past stand up. We had written so many other songs, and it was just like, oh yeah, remember that thing you worked on? Yeah, that's airing tonight. So you should probably, probably try to promote
Last
it. We're like, what? Uh, do we try to release this? You can't. It takes time. We got album work. What are we doing? So we scrambled to like put it out so that people could find it and get the song. And the writer of the show, tweeted us out and was like, I love this song and it's by this amazing artist. And it was just like it was that was amazing, but that was just the start of it. So that is what led to being able to travel out of the country and perform.
Wow, that really is amazing. And you guys, you see that I have his social media handles down there. You guys need to be, first of all, he made it very easy for you. It's his name.
Hmm.
Write down his name, Elijah Jamal. Separate TikTok, Elijah Jamal too. I have to check that out. But you find out these things quick and in a hurry by following the social media. So, one more time, okay? One more time. Everything. Write it down.
Hmm. Hmm.
Look it up and follow him so that you can know these things. Because, like you just said, they told him, like, hey, yeah, Sarah's nice. Why don't you pump it? You will know if you're not following, and here's his website as well. You can, find out how to connect with him through there as well. Elijah Jamal. So, you have have some other things going on too, and we are running so close to this. Oh my goodness, it's not enough time. You have too much going on.
It's never
So,
enough.
and so you are in the midst of getting your album together, and I've noticed, and this is another reason, by the way, you guys, you need to follow him on social media because little by little he's been giving us little snippets of what's to come from his album.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome.
Thank you.
I am so excited. So excited.
So excited.
Inside joke, Kevin Hart. Um, so there's other things you're working on, and I know that I don't want to necessarily say what specifically it is, but
Mhm.
can you say who you're working with?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I can't say anything. I haven't just so. Anyways, I'm working with Disney on a cartoon
So
that's a
excited.
relaunch of a classic cartoon series, and I am basically the singer voice for one of the main characters. So I'm super excited for that because I've actually always wanted to like do that kind of work, voiceover, but like animation type characters. And so this is my first opportunity being able to do that, and I'm doing it singing. I ain't saying nothing. No words are being spoken. It's all singing, but it's fun. It's fun.
That is so awesome and excited. Like, were you geeked when you it was brought to you? Were you like,
Well, absolutely, because I thought about it, and when I heard like what the show was, I was like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that show. Absolutely, this is a great opportunity. It's super dope. And then I didn't realize I didn't connect the two, but then like I got an email and it was like it's so and so at Disney, and I was like, say what? It's a Disney
what?
thing, isn't it? It is Disney. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
check it
yeah. Disney.
out.
Yeah, right. I knew that. I knew it was Disney the whole
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah. I'm just doing my Disney thing, and here we are.
Wow, that's amazing. One of the things that not everybody realizes also is that you have music on other things. You had your music on shows,
Hmm.
and you had your music on a particular trailer. What was that movie?
Ah, the perfect match. Yes, that was my
Yes.
first music placement. No, no, that wasn't my first one.
That's
It
okay. I
wasn't
don't
my
think
first, but that was the biggest one initially.
yes,
Hmm.
perfect match. Just in case you guys like slept on that movie or forgot about it, go look it up right now.
Yeah, you don't even have to
And
look at the movie. You literally just look up the
yes,
trailer and
just
you'll
look it up right
hear
now
the
on
music.
YouTube. And that song, you gotta get it. That one right there, Elijah Jamal.
And do it for love.
Elijah Jamal. And Do It for Love. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different trailers. So I just thought it was really cool. And you did a little something else that Margaret Jamal is asking about. How'd you get the cameo video appearance with Alicia Keys?
I'll tell you exactly how I got the appearance. Um,
Don't be making fun of me. Everybody makes mistakes.
I like that better, honestly. It makes more sense to me. Um, so I got a random phone call. I was literally sitting on my couch watching TV. I got a phone call, and I don't answer numbers I don't know. So I was like, "Who is this?" I could tell it was an LA number. I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know you. Voicemail, cool." And then
That's
after
what I do.
after it went to voicemail, I immediately got a text message from the same number. I'm like, okay, this person is trying to get a hold of me. And so it's like, hey, we have this video shoot for Alicia Keys and we want to book you for it. And I'm like, I don't usually just get text messages like this, so I don't know if this person is for real or not, but let me just go ahead and
Mhm.
call him up. So he calls me up and he says, yeah, I'm with this agency or casting agency. And I think we got your files to like one of our old files or whatever. And we want to book you for this role. This is the pay. You would need to go and, get your COVID test. And then if everything clears, you shoot Sunday. So it was like literally the next day.
Wow.
And I was like, Yeah. I mean, I wasn't doing nothing but literally sitting on the couch watching TV. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, I remember auditioning or submitting to this. Nothing like that. It was just literally I'm sitting here, and
Wow.
they were like, they had my information probably from an old audition or something, and it was just like I didn't
Hmm.
have to audition for it. It was just like, okay, yeah, we'll get him, and that's what it was. And so I got the call, went and got tested, and then boom, on set the next day with Alicia Keys.
So you must have just had to look
I mean,
something.
but I mean, other people, all you have to, I mean, I don't know about all you have to do, but it's like
Oh,
they did send a picture of the look that they were going for, and yes, it was similar to how I look, but I'm like, I know other
mhm.
people that have the same look, it's not, it is what it is. I mean, but it was a blessing. I'm like, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. Well, let's speak on that a little bit more. We know that we are believers up in here. So first of all, I don't want to sell these people a fairy tale story. Move to LA, get all your bookings you need. Wow, you're famous. You're in front
Mm.
of everything. You're doing everything. So, how did this journey actually feel? You move from Chicago, you go to California, then what? Were you like, yes, all right, great, I made it. I have all of these bookings. What really happened?
No, I moved to California and I moved about an hour away from LA. My family was my distant cousins were gracious enough to allow me to stay with them, and I I literally would have to drive into the city about it. So every on a regular basis, I was driving in and going back and forth. So at any given moment, I could drive for 3 hours in a day just to be in LA. And I would just I started like trying to get involved with church and volunteering and other things, but that was like the journey for the first 2 years of going back and forth, trying to find a connection and in a way to get closer to where everything was happening. And what gave me a better opportunity to really get involved was again music. So I reached out first to my Chicago connects and said, "Hey, who do you know in LA?" And this one person, and we're from Chicago, so I know a lot of people, right?
Yes.
One person who sent me three connects. I reach out to all three. One person says, "Let's meet up." That one
Mhm.
person that meets up with me, whose name is Vince Walker, he later on, after we had met up, um, I don't know, maybe let's say it was August or something like that. He reaches out to me for a gig that's in October and says, "Can you fill in for me? Can you take my place in this gig?" And I'm like, absolutely. I had never done exactly everything that he was going to do or that I was going to have to do, but I had done something similar. So I basically had saying I performed with another cover band in Chicago once. So I was like, I'm a little familiar with this. So I was like, cool, I can do that. From there, I literally started getting gigs and branched into the point where I was working with five other bands. But that's basically what happened. But for the first year I was in LA, I didn't have a job. I didn't have any stable income. And there was some points where I was just like, I definitely have a phone bill. How is this supposed to get paid? Uh, and mind you, by the time I got to LA, my finances had already been depleted because I thought I had enough money,
Mhm.
and then I realized that, oh yeah, you got to pay for gas. That's a thing. That's a whole thing for 3 days of driving. Yeah, so you probably want to deal with that. And I actually had help. Like I had my friend helping to foot the bill, and still by the time I got here, I promise you, I probably had $200 at at the
Mhm.
most. And then somebody tried to charge me $100 for the noise that my car was making by the time I got in to try to fix my car. And it literally took the
Yeah.
mechanic 2 minutes to fix it. It was a screw. All he had to do was turn the
Oh,
screw to fix it, and he tried to charge me $100 for it.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hey,
it was a tough start.
mom, dad, I just want y'all to know y'all asked too many questions. No, I'm just playing. Um, so let's do it like this. How did you meet Kurt? And
How did
who
I
is
meet
Kurt?
Kurt? It's Kurt.
It's Kurt, he says.
AURT. That's very
Kurt,
important.
and who is that?
So Kurt is actually the CEO of True Music, which is the licensing company of basically pretty much every placement that I've had, at least every big placement for sure. And I met him because he grew up with my dad, and my when I came out to California in March of 2015, um, my dad reached out to Kurt and told him that I was out there, and Kurt was gracious enough to make some time to meet me. And I literally came. He was working on a show for ABC at the time. He was literally doing the scoring for the show when I came in, and yeah, so he took the time to talk with me. He was like, "So you sing, right?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Sing something." I was like, "Oh, okay." So put me on the
Are you ready
spot,
right now?
had me sing, and that was it. And then so when I came and actually moved to LA, I reached back out to him, and then he had me come into the office, and then I met his music supervisor Ashley, and basically sent her a bunch of music, and it was just like, what is it that you guys want? What do you think you can place? And she was like, send me these songs, and that was it. That was the start of the relationship.
Wow. Connections are great. We're getting close to the end of time, but I think this is important. Who was that
Okay.
person that's playing keyboards for in the Grammys? I think what she's saying is, who you play for that
And the
person
Grammys.
that did that thing
And the
for the
Grammys.
Grammys?
That was
Yeah.
Ella May. That was Ella May.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, you played for LMA.
Yep.
And what year was that?
That was 2019, I believe.
So how excited were you about that?
I was very excited because when I came into audition, that one I actually got through the audition. And when I came into the audition, they said, "So we're going to have you play on this keyboard. It's not plugged in. There's no sound. So we won't be able to hear what you're playing. We just want to see you play something."
Okay.
And of course, I'm not the only person that's playing keyboard. So I'm like, okay, so I got one shot to play something they're not going to hear, but it needs to look good. What am I going to play? Right? What am I going to actually play? And I think I played Ribbon in the Sky, which was like the first song I ever learned how to play on the piano. And so I played it and played whatever for a little bit on the camera, and that was the audition. That was it.
Ribbon in the Sky was the first song you learned how to play.
Yeah.
See,
Yep.
this is why I don't like you.
What?
Um,
Okay.
ain't no simple. Okay. Anyway, um,
Yeah.
told y'all he was a show off.
I'm not.
So,
So I didn't even
that,
know who I was playing for. They didn't tell us.
you. So what did you know when you went and auditioned?
I think I knew that it was a Grammy thing. Something they were doing something for the Grammys, and
Okay.
that's yeah. I think that's all I knew. And then when I found out that it was for Ella May, and I found out what song it was, then I was like, oh, well, I should learn the song so it'll look like I'm playing the song. So on the actual video, if somebody were looking at it, they're like, that ain't the song, you know. But but every take when they recorded it, I actually played with the song with the track, so I made sure that it was
Okay.
like right.
That's amazing. I mean, you guys that got to hear about all these great things in regards to Elijah. Really, Elijah, you need to write a book. Um,
Oh,
that was like barely even scratching the surface. There's so much more to his journey, all the things that he's done that led up to where he's at today, and he has so much further to go. There's so much more in your future. I do truly believe that, and
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today.
Like I said, you
Um,
threatened me, so I'm here.
I did not threaten him. I
Uh,
politely asked. Oh my God.
yes, this was
If
in
you
no, this no, I'm super happy to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show with your audience. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let me run this for you. So here's his website,
Mhm.
Jamal.com, and here are social media handles. One, two, three. I'm giving you a little time for you to write down. 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's done because his name is a social media handle. Okay. Um. So follow him if you want to know what's going on, what's popping. Stuff happens at the drop of a hat, as he said. So if you're not following him, oops.
There
Uh,
it is. Stupid.
you'll never know. Mom said this was fun. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
had fun. Didn't you have fun?
I did.
Okay. Well, ladies and gents, it is that time to end the show. Thank you again for joining us. Um, and there is we have some guests that are coming up. I don't know if they're as awesome as Elijah or
Oh
not,
my goodness.
but
Stop it.
no, we have some really awesome guests coming up. I am so excited about the people that we're gonna have next. So please come back Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I didn't put myself up as much, but go to my website, agentjamal.com or .net. I own them both. Hallelujah. And
Hallelujah.
you can go on there and see all the people that I've already had. I'm consistently putting up flyers of the people that agreed to be on the show. So you'll see what's coming up next. Oh my gosh, we have such great people coming up on this show. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yes.
And so have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Well,
Good
kind
night.
of over
Yep.
here for us your
Yeah.
evening. Remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. So until next time, as Yasmin says, bye.
Although weeping